thank you for joining me again. Once again, I'm Chris, this is Pete, and we're going to check out something different today. This is an Imperial Pumpkin Stout, Fisherman's Imperial Pumpkin Stout by Cape Ann Brewing. They're out of, I believe, Gloucester, Mass. Let me check here. Gloucester, Mass. And I guess this is one of their more highly touted beers that they have. They have a regular pumpkin stout that they do, and this is their Imperial. And I happen to have two different years of this. This is the 2011 and 2010, so we're going to check both of these out and just sort of see what we think with it. And I would like to thank my friend Jim for sending this to me, which is awesome of you, so thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
I've had a couple other Fishermans in the past. They've been really good. I've enjoyed them, so I'm hoping to see what we have here. And I don't know the percentage offhand, and I'm not necessarily seeing it on here anywhere. Nope. But on the diet it says stout brewed with pumpkin and spices. So we'll see. It should probably be noted that I am not a fan of pumpkin beers at all. I've yet to have a pumpkin beer that I'm like, that's the shit. But
I mean, pumpkins are fun.
I have not had it in a stout at all, nor an Imperial stout. So we're just going to add to the decor immediately. So which one? I have the 2011, so put that, do that one in the pint glasses here. We'll start out doing the 2010, or maybe just noting appearance versus both of them. It does seem like the 2011 is, the head is holding, it's not a tremendous amount, it's just real thin, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch of just, you know, like a real mocha colored head. Fairly dense bubbles, and it seems to stick around. The 2010 here definitely dissipated a lot quicker, just sort of leaving a little bit of a trace of a film on there, but still seems to be, you know, plenty of carbonation in both. And can't get much light here. It appears to be the same. There's not.
The 2011 might be a little lighter, but it could also be the glass and stuff too. But both nice and rich and chocolatey looking.
All right, so let's see what we got an aroma here on the 2010.
Slight hint of pumpkin.
Yeah, well, I'm getting sort of like that the spice that goes along with it. I'm not getting a ton, maybe of that pumpkin, but I think like more of the spices that go along, and maybe just a little bit of like a roasted malt underneath.
Smells good.
Let's see if there's any difference with the 2011 here. It definitely. There is a difference in the smell.
It's got more of like a vanilla. This has a little bit more of a vanilla spicy.
Yeah, there's a little something else in there. There's the spices, sort of those pumpkin-y spices that you get in the 2010. But this one, yeah, it has. It's like a little more like creaminess, maybe.
Yeah.
If that's the way you describe an aroma, but yeah, there's a little something else there. It's like a little fuller.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here with the taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
I wasn't expecting that at all. Like you can't tell from the nose, but that is a whole lot of really rich roasted malt. There's some smoke, coffee, like a bitter coffee, espresso almost, like chocolate.
It's not too smoky though. I mean, it's nice.
No, it's just a touch of the smoke, but there's a whole lot going on in there that the nose wouldn't necessarily lead you to believe you're going to get.
Definitely got a little bit of a vegetable, almost a gourd kind of, maybe pumpkin flavor.
Well, hey, it's a pumpkin Imperial stout. You know, who the hell would think that's going in there? But no, that's something definitely. It's like a suggestion on the end. You get a little bit of the taste of that that pumpkin spice, a little bit of the pumpkin. But I really think the main player in this one is like those bitter coffee kind of chocolate roasty notes that you're just getting up front. And again, I don't know what the alcohol is on this one, but I'm not tasting any of it.
It's got good flavor.
Yeah. It's got a really, really nice, big, rich mouthfeel. Right amount of carbonation for an Imperial Stout. You know, not too much where it's tasting like a soda. I've had a few stouts like that where it's just like overly carbonated, disgusting. It's nowhere to be. But this tastes really good.
And it doesn't leave too much after either. I mean, it's just kind of fades quickly. It's nice.
So I'll already give this the best pumpkin beer that I've had, to the point that I actually enjoy this. So let's
do we need to purge or, you know, do anything between, or gargle with lighter fluid or anything to kind of cleanse the palate, or
whatever you normally do.
Okay.
All right, let's see what this one has. This one definitely has what we were talking about before. There was that something extra in the nose. That definitely comes through in the taste as well. And I think that's more of the actual pumpkin itself. I think the pumpkin flavored, I'm not sure if it's
much stronger here.
Fresh pumpkin that they brewed with or what, but it seems to have died out after time in the 2010. And this one, excuse me, has a lot more of that predominant sort of pumpkin taste there, and not as much of that. Well, let me take another taste.
I mean, it's got a little bit more sweetness and stuff. I mean, almost kind of a spicy, pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Not overwhelming, but I mean, it's definitely there more than the 2010.
Right. And I think that pumpkin taste is so big that it overwhelms that other bitter coffee chocolate component in there, that you can't notice it as much until it dies down a little bit. But still, for being a pumpkin beer, this would probably be the second best pumpkin beer I've had, next to this pumpkin beer that I just had. Yeah, but I'd have to say overall, like, this is fairly impressive for a pumpkin beer. You know, an Imperial Stout, I think, is gonna have to be my favorite way to have it. Not too much of a fan of any of the other ones, like the popular ones, the Shipyard.
Yeah, well, they hit you in the face with pumpkin, and but this would be a pleasant, you know, Thanksgiving dessert beer.
Yeah, because still, even fresh, it has a real nice, full, kind of creamy mouthfeel. You know, and has those pumpkin and spices that sort of blend in with that sort of chocolate coffee component. And I think overall, it's a really nice beer. I'm impressed by a pumpkin beer. I think it's good.
Which would you choose to drink?
I'd go with the 2010. I think I like a lot more of those sort of coffee chocolate tastes in it, and you know, I think it. The 2011 is a little too pumpkin forward for me for what I want, but I think the pumpkin works well in aged in and blended in the 2010. What are you thinking?
I'm more of a foofy kind of beer guy sometimes, so I think I'd go with the 2011 actually.
Okay.
I like the sweetness and a little bit more of the pumpkin-y spice going on with it. So there you go.
All right. So I guess with that, we're going to continue drinking a bunch more of this. Hope you're enjoying something as well, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.